So, apologies for the delay in getting out part 2 of the Myst playthrough. Life got in the way, as it usually does, between work and personal life and just everything in general. Things got hectic over the last couple of weeks. So, today's proving to be a much calmer day, a little bit slower. So, we're going to try to pick up where we left off and see how this goes. So, we return to Myst. Okay, let's load. Okay, so to refresh where we left off, we have 2 of the symbols that we need. We are needing to find the other 2 to open the hatch to lead us back to Myst Island. Okay, so to try to remember exactly how we did this. More cowbell. Okay. So one of these, it's a combination of the 2. 4 points on a compass. Each one has a sound, and you have to play around to get the correct sound to understand which direction of the compass you're facing. And I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. I feel like ding is the top, cowbell may be the eastern island, if you're going off of the starting location being the southern tip, so to speak. So let's run through here and see if we can... Nope, we did not. We went too far. Okay, so if we're calling this the southern tip, we need to go east. That's the one that should have the remaining things that we need. So let's go play with the simulator real quick and see if we can just figure out the correct orientation. Okay. Simulator. Okay. So we are currently facing south, so we need exhaust sound. That's what we're looking for up in the top of the elevator in order to make it to that island. So let's run back around here. I may have just gone on a big unnecessary loop. And as a reminder, cowbell gets us back to the starting position, so we need to remember that. Okay, so from the south, it wasn't very far. We did that, and we just did this for like just a couple of seconds. Exhaust sound. That's what we like. So in theory, this should get us to the island that we're looking for. There's a lot of that in this game, a lot of trial and error, having to go test something, see if it works. If it doesn't, come back, having to redo it. This game really perfected the loop, if you will. Yes, here we go. All right, so remember, for reference, I saved a photo of the original 2 from the last video, so I know what they are. I don't have to go back. This one should have the other two, those two symbols. So let me take a photo of them just for my own gratification. Okay, so we now have to go back to the southern tip. We've already got the pages here, so we're technically done. In each of the age, that's your goal. Get the pages, figure out how to find the mislinking book back. That's the glorified goal of every age that you visit. Always forget. It's the inside button, not the outside button. If you haven't noticed, they love their theme of elevators as a mechanical device. Okay, so we need cowbell to get us back. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. Cowbell. Roughly 3 seconds between each point, each island. I say that if this works. But yeah, highly recommend taking photos of things that you see in this game, keeping a notepad nearby. There's just so much stuff to reference and remember, and it's hard to do it just off the cuff on the fly. So, okay, so here we are back at the start. This is where we entered. This is the thing. Let me pull those up so that I can remember. Okay, so the last two were... Oop, I went past it. Went past it again. Slow down, boy. There we go. And a half minute. Okay. And then the other ones were... Let me pull those up. There we go. It was that one and that one. Ta-da! Magical door opens. We get to go down, and what do we find? A return to Myst Island. Excellent. So, we will take those two pages, the red and the blue page, and we will get to go add them. So you'll remember the first time we listened to the brothers, it was all staticky. It's still staticky until you get all of the pages and they give you their full story. So it's a little better, but still not great. Whoop.
You've returned. Thank you for bringing the red page. You must continue to help me. My name is Cirrus. Release me. I beg you to find the remains. You must release me, for I need... Release me from this book, which has become... Bring me the red page. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look.
So yeah, that's basically it. He just repeats. Go get more pages. Don't waste time. Don't collect blue pages. That sort of thing. And surprise, surprise, same song and dance from the other brother.
You've returned. I thought you wouldn't return. Yes, to rescue me. I'm back now. Don't be my brother. I beg you. complete. Don't always blue pages. Listen to him. Listen to my brother. Egotistical fool and a liar. Help me. Bring me the blue pages. Ignore the red ones. Don't bring the red ones. Earnestly implore you.
I earnestly implore you.
Imprison.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so that's Mechanical Age complete. Like I said, obviously we got to go visit a few more. I think for the purpose of this video, let's go visit the Channelwood Age. I find to be a fun one. You can read through the little bit of the lore about each of the ages. This one is really fun. You learn a lot about the brothers, how they interact with each of the worlds in this one. We also learn a little bit about Catherine, Atris's wife, and the mother of the two brothers. You get to learn a little bit about her in this one as well. There's a lot of lore. 10 out of 10 recommend reading those. But let's go learn how to get there. So remember how turning this to this specific marker switch gave us the code combinations we needed for things? I believe the same is true for Channelwood, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, turn that one up, and I believe if we go in here, nope, it's the other one. I can never remember. There we go. Oh, I forgot. I got to turn the rotation. Let's do that first. There we go. Okay. So turn it to that marker switch. We can come in here. Be OSHA compliant. So there should be a clue. 7, 2, 4. 7, 2, and 4. You know what? Just gonna write that down. So you can also, again, if you are concerned that maybe you didn't do the tower rotation right for any reason, you can come out here and peek out the little viewport. If it's pointed to the correct marker switch, you know you're aligned correctly, and that clue will get you where you need to be. So, 724. Don't remember what that does. We're going to go find out. Everything's very contextual. OSHA compliant. In the background here. Okay. Let's go back. Let's see what 724 gets us. Okay, very good. Doors open. And we exit. Alright, so we have a boiler here with different vents, and we have an indicator of the tree. This is important later. And what do we have here? A safe. Let's take a look. And put 7, 2. Ta-da! What does this do? That is pilot light, which we can see burning down there in the bottom. I remember in the original game from the 90s, this was all very pixelated, and you could barely tell when that was lit. It was like just a bunch of little red pixels got added to it to, simulate fire, and it was really, really hard to tell. if you had a very low res monitor, you're kind of squinting. Is it on? I think it's on. You know, that was kind of a crazy thing. Okay, so can we shut this out of the way? No. Okay, fine. Okay, so we need pressure. PSI. I believe. It's doing something. Let's go take a look. Remember what I said about them loving their elevators? And it will just get stuck there. So you got to figure out the correct pressure to get the elevator directly down to enterable height. So we're gonna drop this down just a little. No? Nope, it's still there. Okay, let's try it again. You may have to go all the way down. We have to kill the pressure entirely. No? Let's see. Where's that button? Okay, it dropped one. Call a position the width of the elevator door. That door is a position, if you will. So you can see, and it will even kind of tell you on this diagram, you'll know when you've got it. So we need to lower the pressure just a little more. Take a look at that one, see if that got us where we needed to be. Too far. We are underneath the surface. So we need to bump it up just a little bit. Really just need to move it one more position. Okay, that might do it. Let's take a look. Aha! We are in position. There we go. We can take this. Or no, maybe we're not. Maybe it has to be locked in place. I think that's a thing. It has to be like... It has to show up here, I think. Otherwise you don't technically... Possibly. Nope, too high. We need to go back down. So I think we need to release pressure. No? Possibly. Ah. That might be a bug. I may be stuck in here. Although if the pressure is going down, there it is. So the pressure will eventually go down, and it will bring you down to the bottom. We'll get there eventually. This is just going to take a minute. I seem to recall that may be actually the thing. You run it all the way. You run the elevator all the way to the top, and then you kill the pressure, and it begins coming down. You jump on it and ride it all the way to the bottom. I think that was how you did it in the original. And it also acts as a mechanic, so you can't get stuck. It's either perfectly stable above or below, and if it's below, you'll just got to run it back up, but it will always constantly. In order for you to get on it, you've got to be able to ride it all the way down. But it's going to take a minute. Bit of a snooze fest. So, like I said, they love their elevators. And when we get to Channelwood, guess what? There's like 2 elevators, I think, in that level. I think. I remember 2. There might even be more. With these guys, it very well could be more. What lovely brick details. We're close. And these puzzles are nothing compared to the sequel, Riven. I actually have never beaten Riven. I started a playthrough when it came out on Steam Deck. No. Steam Deck? Or it's just Steam. I think I was playing it on my Steam Deck. And it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Freaking loved that game. But I didn't actually beat it. I didn't actually get all that far into it. I got maybe, based on what I've seen, 20%, 25%, somewhere in there. I need to go back and finish it. In fact, that's probably going to be a next playthrough. They just released it on console, which I think may be a little bit easier because Riven is a lot more resource intensive than Myst is. To get it and OBS running side by side is probably going to be a little bit tricky, but we will get there. Whenever we eventually reach out. Hey, we're nearly there. There we go. Okay, so chamber. What do you know it? Another linking book. Just take us to Channelwood. This is I think my favorite age. I think it's just beautiful, and this one, to me, has translated the best from the original game into this one as far as visuals go. It's beautiful, just absolutely beautiful, and I'm a big fan of the music Robin Miller did for this particular level. I think it's beautiful. So, okay, so what we notice showing up here, everything is trees. Everything is things above in the trees. X and Y dimensions, this level is very small. On the Z-axis, this level is very tall. There's a lot going on above you. So that's where we gotta get, is above. And there's ways to do this. So this is another one that I think helps with the having the subtitles for sounds. It helps you hear it a little bit better. I don't like playing without them. So what we learn is there is a windmill with a pump system. Yeah, all flowing. So, pipes with water flowing, you can look at it, it's contextual. That's really helpful because everything is directional here. can hear it, or at least I can hear it. I hope you can too. Oh, the frogs are new. That's fun. Okay. So, we have switches that lead to different directions. So let's go see where they go. Let's start with the left. This one runs down this way, comes to another fork, which we can just, let's map out all the options. You can go all the way left, and all the way left. This goes to nowhere. This just dumps right back into the water. So that's not helpful to us. This one comes down over here and brings us to nothing. And of course, because we don't have it enabled, or the water flowing to it, everything's water powered. There is nothing happening with this. So we can route power over there in a moment and see where that gets us. But let's look at the other options first. So this was the second fork. That's the first fork. Second fork on the left. We can also route this direction. And we have here another connection which allows the water to connect to the back half here. I'm sure that's important. And then we have the ability to have another elevator here, which we can enter, but because no water, goes nowhere. So we can't do anything with that. So there is that. Let's go see what's on the right side. So going to the right is a door. Which again, we can do nothing with at the moment. So let's go from left to right. Let's see what each one does in sequence. So we're going to leave that over there, and you can tell that this is the direction the water is flowing. Follows this way. We're going to go to the left. And we determined that that goes just back to the water, so that's of no value to us. We will go this direction. Water is flowing this direction. So if we pull this lever, the bridge. Okay, so this allows us another path of access over here. Why would we need another path of access? Because you can only have water going to one device here at a time. So that makes it a little complicated. So let's run back. Let's see what else we can do. So let's go connect that second footbridge. So from the, that's the first fork. Going back to the second, we're gonna change the direction of this one up here, and change this one. It should automatically be flowing that direction. Yes. Okay. It's just pouring out. So, what we need to do, you'll notice, because of that footbridge now, we can get over to that side, and there is a crank. Oh, the fun of just running in circles, connecting things, flipping switches, flipping cranks, and doing all these things, because that's how games were designed back in the 90s. Ta-da! Okay. So we now have water flowing here, which will allow us to activate this elevator. I don't think we want to do that yet. I want to evaluate all my options down here on the ground floor. or the Grand Lake, as it is. Okay, so that brought us to this one. That will actually activate that elevator now, which I don't think we're ready for. But I want to see what happens on the other side. So, that's every option from the original left fork. That's all options there. If we switch to the right, we can come do this. And nothing happens from this side. So then whatever control scheme has to be from the other side. So, also does us no good. So, let us switch this back. Well, let's go see what elevators get us. Start with this first one. See where it goes. I can't remember which one does what. Oh, yeah. Even in the swamps, OSHA compliance is a must. Wouldn't have it any other way. Okay. So we are now up on level 2. Which I think is the only level, actually. I think it is just 2. Couldn't remember if there's a third or not. But, rope bridges, and we can explore some of the platforms. If you read the lore, these are the remains of a village of a human-like species that the brothers showed up, kind of brought technology to, pseudo-enslaved to do their bidding, and then eventually kind of killed them off. The brothers, as you learn, are kind of tyrannical rulers of sorts, which is problematic. They lived here for a time. You see the remnants of a civilization here. In each of these, yeah, it's just lots of remnants of a civilized people group. We will continue running around here, pots and pottery and all kinds of stuff. This one doesn't have handrails. This is not OSHA compliant. Throw them in jail. What do we have here? We have a door. This is interesting pulley system. Ah, there is a third deck. That's right. I do recall this now. Don't think this one will go down without water pressure. No. Don't have to get water pressure to this one. But yeah, not a whole lot here. This is the slaves, working class level. A note. Platform over there that we can't get to. Fed to by an elevator. I think that'll be important later. Also, no handrails. Okay, so what we're learning is there's not a whole lot here for us. This is not helpful. kind of provides some context. We need to go up. So let's retreat back down. Let's see where that gets us. I'm trying to remember. That one goes up to that one. I don't remember how we get to the third deck. We put this over here. There's nothing there. I don't think there was anything. Yeah, that one just dumps back into the water, so that's not helpful there. But without water coming this way, I don't have access to this elevator to go up, to go back up. Correct. Yeah, so that one doesn't go anywhere. So that's not helpful. So, we missed something up top. Let's go back up there anyway. Actually, I want to try something. Let's go take a look at that back elevator. I'm trying to remember where it goes. That can tell us a lot of things. So we turn the water on to go across the bridge. So we're going to feel like a pipe over here. This one. Shutting the door. And what do we see here? This is our Myst book. To return home. We found the end. But we have a problem. We don't have the red and blue pages. So, we're not ready to leave yet. So, that's our way home. We know how to leave now. So now we gotta figure out how to get up that third level. To go get those pages. I forgot how tricky this one is. That's the problem when this one originally came out. I spent so much time admiring the scenery that I don't remember how I did everything. Okay, let's go back up. This way. Okay, so here we are. This one does not go up any higher. So this is not the way to the 3rd floor. Which is really important to remember. So that elevator is not the way. There's nothing off of that platform. This platform comes over here. Comes over here. That's our Myst book out. That elevator does not go up any higher. That's not what we want. We can come over here. This platform can take us out there. There's nothing there. There's just nothing off of this platform. This platform over here gets us to that one. This little residence. This one over here gets us to here. This goes nowhere. So what are we missing? Aha. Note the pulleys going to that nifty little platform over there. Let's go figure out what's on that one and why it's probably important. It is important because we need to be able to provide water to that elevator but still get up and down. And by pulling this lever, that door opens up, giving us a stairwell. We don't have to rely on power to this level anymore. We've bypassed the need for hydraulic power for this level. So, we can run all the way back. Oops, I am stuck on a basket. Running, 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 running. Ta-da! Okay, so we can now run down these nifty little stairs. I really love this puzzle mechanic because it's so simple. Open the door, we're now down here. So, what we then can do, you'll notice, motor. That powers that elevator. So if we turn the hydroelectric power to this side, we'll exit. And then run right back upstairs. Yep, stuff here down here. Shut the door. Pull the lever, clunk! And now we raise up to the 3rd deck. Which is where we've tried to get this entire time. This is the brothers level. So, it is divided in half. We'll do this one first, actually, because it's closer. Note the ornateness compared to the huts beneath. This one is very beautifully designed, carved. Quite the change in furnishings. Some sort of cheese and bottles. And you could do this in the original. You could look in all of the drawers, which was really impressive for the time that they took the time to animate all of these things. It's a pretty cool dagger. And what do you know? A red page. Somebody enjoyed their drinking. This is important. I don't remember. This is for one of the other ages. I can't remember which one it is, but it is very important. But that is it for this side. Nothing of real interest there other than Red Page brother, Cirrus, likes to drink. Well, that's not terrifying at all. Probably used for nefarious purposes, I'm sure. Here's the other brothers' notes. Note this one's been a little abused. Message received. What a lovely chin. Okay.
That's an Kuatao tisawati osiras na kochunao.
I hope I pushed the right button, my dear brother. What a very interesting device you have here. I'm not erasing anything important, am I? Remember, he is preparing. Take only one page, my dear brother.
To whom are they referring? Probably their father, but one never knows. Alright, not much else up here of value or of note. If I'm not mistaken, whatever you put there...
I hope I pushed the right button, my dear brother. What a very interesting device you have here.
We have both pages. So, what does this now allow us to do? This allows us to leave this island. And as we already found our exit, simply turn to the ground level. Turn to the ground level, turn on hydraulic pressure to the back. Back elevator. Turn to the Myst linking book to return. That one is set. This one is set. This one is not set because we used that elevator up to the second deck before we had stairwell access. This will go all the way back there to the back. Only once more do the long walk. And it is a very long walk. Turn upward. And we have look back to Myst Island. I love that it deposits you directly into the library because you have to put the pages up. It's to remind you that, oh yeah, you have to do that. And it is kind of important. Oop.
have returned. Additional page. From my prison on this forgotten island of Myst. I see that you are. I am called Sirius.
So, a little bit more, not quite everything because, again, we don't have all the pages yet. So, same thing. We don't have to listen to the whole thing. So, that gets us there. So, where does that leave us? So let's think about that page, that torn white page about vault access. If I remember correctly, the other half of that might be in here on the wall, if I remember correctly. Maybe not. There's something on the wall in here. I can't remember what it is. Possibly? Ah, no. This is for this specific puzzle. I can't remember where the other half of that note is. I've seen it before. I just don't remember where I saw it. And that is a tricky one. I will have to try to remember that one. We also need to raise the ship. So let's see if we can do that offhand. If I can remember how to do this before we end here. I think if we raise the switch for the boat and we return to the library, we can go ahead and open that. And I think I can turn the tower to the dock. Come in here and we can get the clue. I can try to remember how to do this. It's been a long moment. What is the clue? The dates. That is right. The dates. All right. So, something I haven't explored here yet. Is the observatory. Which is in here. Okay, so let's put a couple things together. Dates. Dates correspond with constellations. As we see here, this is a bit of a dome. We can shut the door. Lights go out. We have a star map. So, let us consult October. First one was October 11th. The year 1984. At 10:04 a.m. Okay. Don't really know what that looks like, but we're going to draw kind of draw myself a little diagram here so we kind of know what it is. Second one, January 17th. 12:07 at 5:46 a.m. Okay. Okay, and then the last one, November 23rd, in the year 97 91 6:57 p.m. So that would be the 18th hour and 57th minute p.m. November 23rd, 97, 91. Doesn't exactly mean a whole lot to me. But we at least know that we have some sort of constellation tied to this. So we can then leave. And then I'm going to just try to remember off a whim here. So we see the ship sunk here. This is just in the same way that the little indicator inside the cabin showed the status of the elevator going there. This control shows you the status of the ship. When this is raised, you know the ship is raised. I think if I turn this marker on and I go back into the thing, we can turn this on, and I think I don't remember if this gives me a clue or not. It might not. It may tell me what to do with those. I do not remember offhand. I don't remember what you're supposed to do with those constellations. It does not give a clue. Okay, so that marker switch is just for kicks and grins. Just because. Because the dev said, haha, you're used to a concept, we're going to kind of turn it on its head. So let's look at something. We know this is Stone Ship is the age we're attempting to get to. I remember, I think in here, I feel like there was right. These correspond to a shape. So, 3 shapes. We need, first one kind of looks like a cup. That's it. It's a leaf. Next one was kind of snake shaped. Yep, That's that one. Snake. And then the third one was rather large and ornate. I'm pretty sure it's the beetle. Yeah, it's the beetle. Okay. So a leaf, a snake, and a beetle. So, here's the question. Were you paying attention? It was very, very, very minor. Remember how I said this is the thing that triggers it? What are these? Note. These are shapes. That's right. Each one of these corresponds to a specific shape. Don't need the cross. Don't need the swan, goose, flamingo, emu. Don't need the eye. We do need a snake. And a beetle. And wouldn't you know it, we have a boat. The boat has been raised. It allows us to enter. Not much to it here. But we find our book to the Channelwood Age. And this is a fun one. And another one I don't really remember a whole lot about. It is another one you run around a lot doing a trial and error thing. So we'll have to do that in the next video. But, so, that's I think where we're going to leave it. Tune in next time to see how this all shakes out. Yeah. This was definitely a fun one. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, leave any comments for anything else you want to see. Any tips or tricks, bugs you found, or how many times you had to walk around Channelwood getting lost before you were able to figure out the the pump system. Because I remember the first time, it did take me quite a bit to get that figured out. But that one, I'm a little embarrassed, as it took me a long time originally. So that's definitely a fun one. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.